You know that wave of AI that senior leadership has been pushing down everybody's throats, taking tons of jobs and threatening everybody's career long term? Well, it turns out that AI doesn't discriminate and it's actually coming after those jobs as well. That's right, there are CEOs who are being replaced by AI. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brian. I'm the founder of A Life After Layoff, a career strategist and a corporate recruiter, and I've made it my mission to demystify how job search and careers work at major corporations. And I also study the labor market very closely to look for emerging trends. So if you're trying to navigate this crazy world of work, make sure you hit the subscribe button. So this isn't a shock to anybody, but AI has been making all the headlines lately in the job market. Companies are racing headfirst to eliminate tens of thousands of jobs under the guise of efficiency initiatives. Of course, we all know what that means. When a company announces an efficiency initiative, it means that they're bringing in a bunch of AI to replace everybody. It doesn't mean that they're actually caring about the people at the bottom level who are actually implementing this stuff. The thing is, these decisions are being made by the most senior levels of leadership, and I made an earlier video on why these are potentially backfiring pretty significantly on companies. So you should check out that video if you want some more context on how this thing is actually going. But it even gets richer. Some of the same CEOs who have pushed these initiatives down our throats are now saying, wait a minute, they're coming after me too. That's right. Just this week alone, we've had two separate CEOs announce that they're stepping down because of the impact of AI coming down the pipeline. So let's check out the reason why they're doing this. And before we celebrate too much, is this something that we should be concerned about? We're going to answer that in this video. The latest headlines are relatively peculiar. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to see this, but it says major outgoing CEOs are citing AI as the factor in their decision to step down. And specifically, Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy and former Walmart CEO Doug McMillon have told CNBC that the next wave of artificial intelligence is the reason for their departures. That doesn't sound so good. Let's take a look and see exactly what they have to say.
Look, it's one of those things, and the CEO's job sometimes is to take decisions you're not being fought, that no one wants you to make. As you go through the business cycle, in a way, there's kind of these 3+ year cycles. You kind of you set on a course, you get things done, some work, some done, and there's kind of waves of the organizational momentum. And we were coming up to another one. And of course, my job is also to think, who's the best team to put on the field to get the next wave done? And I concluded that actually it was time to put someone else on the field for the next wave of growth, the next 3 years, the next 3 years after that, and work with the board to say, look, let's put someone else on the field, with the wisdom and the experience, but the energy around some of the newer areas that need to be pursued, and that'll be the best thing for the company. And that's part of the responsibility you shoulder.
That is the same thing that Doug McMillon told us. He's also a very young man who's stepping down after a time there, and he basically said, look, I know the energy it's going to take to put us through the AI evolution. He's done it several times, and that he's ready to have somebody else do it. So what's the evolution that's taking place at Coca-Cola? What's the next 3 years?
It's not dissimilar. Like if you look at what I said at CAGNY in 2017, one of the 4 things was digitizing the enterprise, which we did, but in a pre-AI, pre-Gen AI mode. We made a lot of progress, but now there's a huge new shift coming along. And I love the thing. I mean, I'm an electronic engineer. I kind of geek out on it, but it needs someone with the energy to pursue a completely new transformation of the enterprise, which is not a 1 year, 2 year problem. It's a multi-year problem. So you've got to think not just who's the right person for 2026, but who can take us on the next stage of the journey and see this through. And that was the important decision.
So it's really interesting what he said, because he's basically admitting that he's not equipped to handle this next wave of AI that is coming in. He doesn't have the energy to do it. He doesn't really want to see it through. He's surely fortunate enough to be able to take a golden parachute and be able to go off and live on a golf course the rest of his existence. For the rest of us, we have to deal with the impact of what's coming our way. And here's what I'm wondering from him. Like when we look at Coca-Cola, which is a beverage company, it's retail, food and beverage. You don't necessarily think AI forward with that company. Like what can they possibly be doing with AI that would disrupt what it is that they're doing? Well, when you look at the operations of a massive company, they've got all the different departments, the accounting, the sales and marketing teams, certainly the human resource team, all of these support groups that handle all the logistics and all that stuff. And basically what they're looking at long term is integrating all of these different processes with generative AI tools. The tools are rapidly expanding and rapidly evolving to the point where it does take a concerted effort to try to figure out how to get all of these systems to work together. And I can only imagine how complex it would be to not break everything. In fact, it's causing major problems for companies, including Amazon, who have been pushing these tools out on the workforce and onto the production floor. And basically what they're finding is that these AI tools are breaking things. They're pushing bad code, and in some cases costing companies millions of dollars. So it's a very complex process in order to implement all these tools. It's like efficiency is just one thing, but all of the things need to be interconnected together. And you need somebody that can look at the bigger picture and be able to actually piece this together. And I will say this is a new competency that a lot of people do not possess. So this is, if I'm looking at an opportunity in the job market right now, maybe you look at specializing in the interconnectivity of these things, putting these tools together. Just even if you look in your department, how can you interconnect all these tools? Maybe you be the person who, kind of leads the charge there. Because here's the thing, this stuff is coming whether we like it or not. The people who adapt are the ones who are going to thrive. And the people that he's basically describing, I need somebody in here who has first the energy to take it to the finish line, but B, also has the wherewithal and the vision in order to be able to implement this stuff and see how everything interconnects in an industry or an emerging technology that nobody really knows what's happening with. And this thing is evolving so rapidly. If you think of just where things were, even 1 year ago, or even 6 months ago, and how rapidly things are evolving, it's no wonder that a lot of these CEOs are probably sitting there going, okay, I know we're supposed to be doing this. I see everybody else starting to implement this stuff, but I just don't know if I have the skill to do it. I don't have the vision to do it. And essentially, AI is making them obsolete as well. So it's a really fascinating look at some of these CEOs who are recognizing this issue, that not everybody is going to be perfectly equipped to adapt to this new world of work. But the fact of the matter is that it's coming. It's not going away. It's only going to get more pervasive. And there are a lot of CEOs out there, especially the ones who lead these generative AI companies. So you got to take a little bit of what they say with a grain of salt. But they are basically saying that something like 70 or 80% of all jobs that face a computer all day are likely to be replaced by AI. And I'm even seeing some other like material handling and robotics and even janitor. I saw a video of a robot going around cleaning bathroom stalls. If you were to believe some of the technical oligarchs, which is the billionaire class, they would make you believe that every single job is going to be replaced by humans and we can all just sit back, collect UBI and ride off into the sunset and everybody would live a wonderful life, which sounds great, don't get me wrong, but color me very skeptical that that's actually not going to come with any strings attached. Nonetheless, I find it fascinating that this AI implementation is backfiring on companies who are pushing it too quickly, and now some CEOs are stepping back and saying, like, whoa, I don't know if I'm ready to implement this, and I don't know if I'm the right person to. So it's actually making their jobs obsolete too. And I originally, when I thought about this whole thing, like what jobs are really going to be safe from AI? Surely the people who are making the decisions to implement this, the top level strategic decision makers, they've got to be safe, right? But it come to find out, not even they're safe. So next, let's look at what Walmart CEO Douglas McMillon said back in December regarding his, forecasting of his departure from that particular role.
When you see somebody who's ready to run the next lap better and faster than you are, it's time to hand the baton and get out of the way and just cheerlead. And that's what's happening. I had a great opportunity to do this job for a long time, and I'd like to see that happen for the next person. And John's ready to do it.
Wisdom and experience, though. Right? I know he might run faster, but
John's been with the company for more than 30 years. He's 8 years younger than I am, but he's done everything. Yeah, that's
you want to live, I guess. Probably that might have.
Living sounds like a good idea, but I was loving what I was doing. Right. I mean, this is a great situation. It's really ideal. John's done all the jobs in the company: merchant, operator, sourcing. Worked in all three segments. His dad worked at the company. He met Sam Walton when he was a kid. He met his wife at Walmart, loves the company, loves our associates, and has a vision for the future. And with what's happening with AI, I could start this next big set of transformations with AI, but I couldn't finish it. And about a year ago, I really started feeling like this next run, you could see what agentic commerce was going to look like, the vision for AI shopping. And I started thinking about everything that needs to happen over the next few years. And it really caused me to think that now was the right time.
His take was from a different angle, where it was more how AI would impact the consumer. So the shopping experience using AI, which is probably going to be something that major retailers are going to have to figure out as well. But I have to believe that behind the scenes, there's going to be a lot of AI tools that will help them deliver that. And some jobs will be obsoleted. Other jobs will pop up and take its place. And so I think that this is a time of great transition. And again, I find it really ironic. And it's not a layer that I necessarily anticipated would be wrapped up in AI related layoffs, but essentially he's laying himself off. So that's the latest of what's going on with AI replacing jobs. And honestly, I didn't think it would impact that level as significantly as we're starting to see it. But I guess it kind of makes sense. A lot of these companies are pushing these tools on generations that are not really interested in trying to adopt to this new way of doing work. Some of these CEOs are recognizing it and they're just simply waving the white flag and stepping down. Are they the smart ones, or is this a sign of things to come? Because clearly the old guard is stepping away because they see something. Should we be worried about that?